first full week in January marks 1 year since the deadly and destructive Eaton wildfire sparked in Southern California. This fire burning for 24 days and more than 9,000 buildings that were destroyed as a result. 100,000 people were evacuated because of this fire, and we know 19 people were killed. This fire will live on in the history books for California. I was, in fact, there covering this fire in Altadena, California, where the Eaton fire took place. Truly an unfathomable experience in the sense that what you were seeing didn't necessarily translate well into your mind. It just was very surreal. This area, I was here in Altadena, right along the main drag on Lake Avenue, North Lake Avenue, that goes from Pasadena right into Altadena, and a lot of the main buildings, the businesses and the homes that go off of this main roadway were completely destroyed by the fire that burned very quickly through this community. The Salvation Army, as a result, has been on the ground helping those families and people in the community that need it most, and you've been on the ground ever since. We welcome in Major Anthony Barnes. Thank you for joining us here this morning. You know, it's hard to believe it's been a year, but I'm sure for folks living through it and for folks that have been helping with the Salvation Army, I'm hoping that there's been at least a notable progress and a healing that we've seen come out of the past year alone.
Absolutely. What a privilege it is to stand alongside of our neighbors that are experiencing need during that time through this really challenging circumstance. But the recovery efforts continue to go on for thousands of families, and we feel privileged to be able to walk with them through it.
What is the need now? You know, we're 1 year removed, but it takes time, obviously, to rebuild. But, you know, I think in the immediacy of the fire, you have needs that need to be met then. But where do we stand 1 year later when it comes to Altadena?
Well, you're absolutely right. The recovery process is slow and often overwhelming for families. Survivors continue to carry that trauma from fleeing from the fires and losing everything that they owned. You would know that this fire destroyed more than 16,000 structures, and many families remain displaced. Rebuilding has been a bit slow due to insurance delays and permitting challenges and construction costs. However, we are committed to walking alongside these families, our neighbors in need, during this process. And so we're currently assisting over 300 families, even right now, with long-term recovery services that meet their physical, emotional, and spiritual needs. We're doing things with rental assistance and rental deposits, temporary lodging. We're even replacing lost work equipment to make sure that they have what they need to be sustainable again.
Yeah, it was this complicated scenario where you have, in some cases, people that lost their business or their place of work. So they lost that income, but then also what did they suffer at home in terms of loss, or what were they left with in the wake of this fire? When it comes to not just the Eaton fire, which that was in Altadena, we also had the Palisades fire, both of which the Salvation Army, I believe, was working hand in hand with. Did that really spread you guys out in terms of being able to help everybody that needed it?
Yes, it spread us out, but realistically, this is what we do. This is the time when we get to shine, when we know that there's a need to be met. From the minute that these fires began, our teams went right out locally to making sure these families and these individuals had their immediate needs met. We wanted to make sure they had some water and food and clothing because people had to run with very little warning of what was taking place. And so we immediately went to work meeting their needs, and in many cases, just simply standing with them and letting them know that they weren't alone in these matters. After that, we moved into the addressing some more immediate needs, and then as time went on, into some of the long-term needs. And what the beauty of it all is that we get to walk with them through it, see what they need as those needs arise, and then meet them directly to make sure that they feel whole again.
Do you feel like we're nearing the end at any point, or do you have a timeline in at least in mind? Because it's been a year, and obviously the need is still relatively high considering the damage and the destruction, and as you said, working through the red tape. But how much longer do you think your services will be needed in regards to dealing with the wake of that fire?
Honestly speaking, it's a difficult question to ask because, as you would know, disasters don't end when the flames are extinguished. The long-term recovery process really can take years. We've served over 4,000 families already in a measurable way, and we're working directly, even right now, with 300 families with our offices up in Pasadena, making sure that people have what they need. So I don't know that I can really cite an end to the assistance, but we are going to continue and remain committed to serving those survivors for as long as needed.
Well, I know, being here in Manhattan, one of the things I love to see emerge for the holiday season is all of the bell ringers with the Salvation Army, the kettlebell ringers. And they perform and they dance and they sing, but they do so well. And a lot of that money that people are able to donate, it can go to helping families all the way across the country, families such as those that lost their homes in Altadena in the Eaton fire. So we appreciate all the work you do and everybody with the Salvation Army and getting through this next phase as a result of the fire. Thank you for joining us, Major Anthony Barnes with the Salvation Army. Good luck as we navigate the rest of the year.
Thank you. Thank you so much.